Hey, it's Thursday, Marvel fans, so you know what that means. It is time for the FOMO Show MCU edition, and tonight we are talking about the Morbius final trailer. And so we've got some Marvel Cinematic news, teasers, and speculation about what's to come for you, so sit tight and don't miss out. This is the FOMO Show. All right, guys, I am Dylan.
I'm Gwen.
Hi. I hope they can hear that.
I'm Quinn.
So, yeah, what's up? Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or on Twitch, we appreciate you guys joining us. Please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so you know when we drop new videos, when we go live, and all that fun, jazzy stuff. Also, thank you for your support, and no little subtle things there. But anyway, yeah, if you like and share, that's a huge support of the channel, and for us personally, you know, in our hearts, thank you so much. Also, don't forget to check out that website at www.broken.pictures.com. Also, so yeah, just special notes, just stay healthy, all that jazz. Don't do like me and I'm going off a little sleep right now.
Coffee. Take your melatonin, kids. Or, you know, whatever you use, Dayquil. I'm not saying use Dayquil, but...
They got Z-Quil now.
I do have Z-Quil.
Yeah, just put you right to sleep.
Is that what's in Little Wayne's cup? Alright.
Alrighty. I guess that's you, man.
Okay. It's going to be very moist in your ear, so listen very closely. I'm kidding.
Well, ASMR going on.
This is your spoiler alert. If you haven't left now, this is your last chance, because tonight we're talking about the final Morbius trailer. So if you haven't watched that, pause this, go watch that, and then come back. You have been warned.
Yep, so we are together again. And so we finally got rid of the snow and ice and COVID and everything else.
Yep.
So before you go nuts and say Morbius is not in MCU, actually, we're not 100% sure about that yet. And that's what we're going to explore and talk about just a little bit. And we've kind of dabbled on this before, but now we got a new trailer, and we talked about it before. That was before Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
So Jared Leto who's playing Morbius, did a little promo a little while back, right after Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and he was talking about how, you know, now the multiverse is a thing, and things are about to get a little bit more sinister, and it's going to be a lot more fun. So, I mean, as far as like, I don't know that the common fan, Spider-Man fan, knows who Morbius is anyway. I
mean,
outside of just the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
I was about to say, if you're casual in the 90s, you know who he is.
Yeah, which is basically me.
So,
you want to do a little breakdown of who Morbius
is?
Yeah.
Morbius, aka the living vampire, because he is, unlike most other vampires, not undead. He's alive.
Science vampire.
Science vampire. He, for the most part, depends which Morbius. It depends which iteration of Morbius you get. He is usually an anti-hero. A lot of times he's an ally to Spider-Man. He likes Blade, also sometimes, and Black Cat be his boo.
All boo?
All boo.
Well, so we're getting Blade. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
We've already been introduced to the voice of Blade in Eternals. But, so Morbius, it's a little bit more clear now after Spider-Man No Way Home which universe he could potentially be playing in, because we've got the poster from the other trailer that he walks by that says, it's got a picture of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that says Murderer, which seemed at the time like it was a tie into Far From Home.
Yeah.
But now seems like it could also be a tie into Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, who says that he went dark there for a while and stopped pulling his punches.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, yeah, we might get Dark Spider-Man. And if this is, in fact, potentially, the fans are clamoring for Amazing Spider-Man 3. So this could,
Be there.
yeah, if we're splitting off, we could be getting, like Sony's Spider-Man could be Andrew Garfield, and then we get Tom Holland in the MCU, and then they cross over because of
Spider-Verse
stuff.
Yeah.
We know we're getting Madam Web too, so that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
That's
It's a lot of bricks in a lot of places, and you can't see the wall finished yet, but you know it's gonna be a wall in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So,
not to mention we've got Michael Keaton,
yes,
the Vulture.
Shall we start there, or where would you like to start?
So, yeah, I mean you can start there.
So with it could be very easily just that, because we saw him in the very first trailer, just kind of at the end, it's like, "Hey Doc," or whatever. I forgot what he said actually. But this one, it seems like they're actually having
a lot more.
Yeah, they're having a whole conversation. He's trying to help Morbius decide, from what it looks like, what he should actually do. If he should, just give in to his instincts and be like, "I'm gonna eat everybody," or curb them instincts and be, a hero of sorts. And the way that obviously he's definitely Michael Keaton, but the way that he is making all this sounds like he went through some type of dilemma similar to the one Morbius is having, which the only time we've seen this Vulture and know that he's gone through a dilemma was Homecoming. But then that means...
And that after credit scene where he was talking to the
Scorpion. And he's wearing the same prison uniform. It's not like it's different. But we know that was in Tom Holland's... in the MCU. But now here he is seemingly outside of it. Could be a variant, like I said, very easily. Or, let me throw another... take this big old giant grain of salt with this. Put it in my water, make it salt water, and... all that. But what if Doctor Strange's spell for the third time, because the first two times didn't work out so well either, anyone who knew who Peter Parker was, it did the opposite of the spell, and so when it ended up bringing everybody in who knew that Spider-Man was Peter Parker, and then it kicked some folks out, probably most of them if they weren't dead, if they didn't wipe their memory. Kick folks out of the universe if they knew Peter Parker. But we know MJ and Nate.
Oh,
MJ and Nate are there.
Not Nate.
Not Nate.
Oh, shoot. I just went blank on his friend's name.
Ned. Who's
Yeah.
Nate?
Ned.
Yeah.
Nate Dogg.
MJ and Nate. I was about to say Nate again. MJ and Ned are still there. But I don't know why he would be the only one that got kicked out. If he is the same Vulture.
Yeah. That's complicated. I mean, we saw through the cracks in the sky that there's a bunch of Spider-Man villains that they're teasing right now, and Sony has access to all of them.
Yep.
Now, as far as what we might see in the MCU, if Sony decides to take their stuff and go play Spider-Man by themselves and just let us have Tom Holland and a drop of Venom, and do we still get Vulture and all these other ones in the MCU?
Which is my other thing with it. Because he was introduced in the MCU, does that mean he belongs in the MCU? I know he belongs like the character itself belongs to Sony because they have all that, but it's just really weird that it's still Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
So-
Well, not ish, because J. Jonah Jameson is the same person, but that doesn't necessarily make him a Nexus being.
No, if he is in the Andrew Garfield universe, he definitely is, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, if we know from Loki that some variants look like him and some variants don't.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
could.
loose.
Yeah. So I guess it's still a wait and see, but Andrew Garfield didn't mention it because they did have that scene where they mentioned, well, it was the weirdest thing you fought, and then who'd he mention? Toby mentioned fighting Venom. Tom mentioned fighting a purple alien. I forgot who he mentioned. Yeah. Because two of his villains were there. So, oh, okay. Well, that's all I got on him.
So we do know you mentioned Black Cat. So in the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man universe, the Webverse, was directed by Mark Webb. We
What? Really?
Yeah. So we did get a lot of setup for other characters, like Felicia Hardy, who is Black Cat. When Harry was going through the files on the desk and finding out about the Green Goblin serum and stuff like that, there was the name of Michael Morbius and some kind of Venom something in those files. So we could low-key be getting some kind of like...
This all could have been a
setup.
super slow burn.
Where Venom is actually happening in that universe where they just...
Which would make sense.
Yeah, he's just on the West Coast.
Which would still make sense.
However, I mean, we're using the Tobey Maguire Daily Bugle logo, and we're using the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man outfit on the poster that says murderer. Yes, Quinn.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a thing. You know those trailer misdirects that we always get.
Yeah.
I think when we see those scenes, if they are actually scenes that are in the movie, that they're gonna be different. That it would like then reveal like the murderer is actually Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, like whatever movie poster you want to use for him, and the Daily Bugle would be different because I don't think you ever saw the Daily Bugle in the Amazings.
I don't
think we got to
recall.
it. No, because he was still in high school, and then
I mean, potentially. I don't remember exactly. I need to revisit those. But at the same time, with all that in play and what we understand now, trying to apply it to what we see in these trailers, this movie was supposed to come out like over 2 years ago. This movie was supposed to come out originally July 2020. Yeah.
Good thing.
And now it's been pushed back. It was supposed to be in January, and then it got pushed back to April 1st now. So, I mean, it's hard to say, like, were they really planting those seeds that long ago? Because I don't know, because we were also supposed to get No Way Home after Morbius, like that year, I think. So, maybe.
I'm thinking. When was the original release date for Multiverse of Madness?
I don't call. I can look it up real quick.
Because my thinking is, I mean, I know everything's all out of order. It's always out of order. It's never like actually in order. If it was, this would be really weird and easier to follow. But why would they do that? Oh, let's just make it easy for them. I'm just rambling so that there's not dead air. But old?
May 7th, 2021 was originally its release date.
So about a year ago from now.
Yeah.
And then
and WandaVision was supposed to take place like right before it, kind of like how now we're getting Moon Knight and then this
going into
Doctor Strange 2.
Interesting.
I mean, and Wanda well, originally we were going to get Falcon the Winter Soldier first, and I
Uh-huh.
think potentially WandaVision, but I don't remember where Loki was supposed to fall because that's the one that just kind of explained and set up how the multiverse works in the MCU.
Loki might have still been in the same spot after the first two. So, because I mean, it did its job of making
Yeah.
things cuckoo crazy.
Yeah, and with all this time, it's very possible that they could have gone back and done reshoots, and which is kind of exciting that
Yeah.
that they've had all this time to look at it and perfect it. But at the same time, I mean, Sony.
I mean, yeah,
But
they like to put their
mean-
foot in their mouths with these things.
sometimes,
So I'm hoping that it's executed well. I mean, trailers give you information, but it won't tell you if the movie is executed in a proper way. So, because I mean, but they got, and the really rough part is because they got a star-studded cast. They got folks who go in there and be like, all right, you want me to be this person? This is all I am for the next 9 years, type of dedication to a character. They got what's his name from The Crown and Doctor Who, Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
We
Yeah.
got Matt Smith, Jared Leto, as pretentious as he is at times.
That's my boy. He's from Baton Rouge, but man, at the same time, yeah, he can be out there sometimes.
Yeah.
Saw him in concert here in Northwest Arkansas. He looked like he had just come from like being a 50s housewife washing dishes. He was wearing like a green muumuu and had his hair pulled up and like rubber gloves kind of like rolled up. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah. And he didn't. I mean, I really enjoyed 30 Seconds to Mars, but it was a very disappointing concert because he spent most of the time like he just kind of phoned it in.
I get you.
I felt like
That sucks. I'm sorry.
but
Wow.
yeah. Anyways, he's a great actor
He's a great.
too,
Yep.
and he looks like he's excited for this one. Surely
Tyrese is somewhere in here.
Tyrese, who is gonna. It looks like he's playing Simon Stroud.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of the trailer, let's go ahead
Let's-
and
yeah.
check it out.
As we talk
This
over this.
final trailer. This is the third trailer. We don't usually get this many like full trailers. So yeah, we're gonna talk over it
I
as we
think
go.
they have to like show folks what it's like. Come spend money on this. This is why you should.
Yeah, and we keep getting more info and more scenes too. So. Of course, we've seen this before. This is from the comics when he kind of like turns into Morbius or the vampire.
Yeah.
Turns into Morbius.
And he kind of he gives everybody that good old Batman treatment.
Yeah.
Pick them off one at a time.
Yeah, so this is very horror movie-esque. Where
Yep.
right there with his face coming up in there, and
Yeah.
pretty good adaptation of his face in the comics.
Yeah, it's actually pretty spot on. It's very. I'm interested to see how they're gonna do the like give and take of him being what he is, because I mean, the reason it's easy for Blade, who is another good. Oh, he's good. He's completely good. Good vampire to like be good. It's a simple fact because he's a daywalker. He's half. But so that he still has human emotions. But for like other vampires that are actually undead creatures that are out there who are immortal unless they get killed, they
just don't give a shit about humankind.
Nope, they just eat and have fun and look pretty until they transform.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like looking pretty, that aspect of vampires. I mean, Jared Leto's a good pick. I mean, in Fight Club, he's literally the guy that's too pretty. But yeah, I mean, it seems like they're making him an anti-hero, and he seems to be at like kind of war with himself between his hunger, for blood. He's got a thirst for blood,
Yeah.
and And it's not like in the 90s Spider-Man where he just like has suckers on his hand where they had to kidify it.
Yes. Which was also weird and terrifying.
Yeah. All on its own.
Yeah. Oh. So, but if you have, I'll say this before, and we'll just let it play. If they are building up to a Sinister Six for the Amazing Spider-Man, and you have two anti-heroes who are going to be a part of the Sinister Six, and then they flip, and then it turns into a 3-on-3 fight, which really, that's all I really want, but we'll see, because if he fights all 6 of them, he will lose, Dylan.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's still tied to the MCU, I really, really want to see him play in the same team as Blade.
Yeah.
And work and get the whole Midnight Suns thing going on.
Oh.
That would be amazing.
They're close. They're super close.
Yeah, just give it to us. We're this close.
This close.
But if so, something I can't remember where I saw it. Somebody pitched the idea of, since we've got Venom, that's basically a good guy, and then we've got Morbius, that's basically a good guy, and then we've got Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, who went dark for a little while.
Oh boy. Okay.
They could flip the Sinister Six and have Spider-Man be the bad guy, and they're the good guys. We know we got Kraven the Hunter coming. Or we can have like another kind of how they did it in the 90s Spider-Man, where there was a multiverse version of Spider-Man that was a bad guy, and they kind of teamed up to fight him.
I would like that instead of just making Andrew Garfield bad.
Yeah.
Because that means he's going to have to die. Because they will. Sony.
Yeah, that would taint his legacy as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Because Sony super wants to just kill everything.
Yeah, and not to mention, Andrew Garfield is very experimental. Like, when he was Peter Parker, when he played Spider-Man, he straight up asked the producers, is like, why can't Peter Parker be gay? Let's just make him gay. And I was like, well, first of all, we're exploring the Gwen story. So. But
oh, no.
I mean, he's up for trying new things.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could potentially get that dark Spider-Man.
It's very easy. Oh. What if he wasn't a dark Spider-Man? But what if he was? But what if he wasn't? What if he was? He was bit by a spider that was the Green Goblin serum, but in the spider, if that makes sense. So like he still has his powers, but he does all this crazy mess at the same time.
Oh yeah. No.
So
yeah, that's crazy. Because we do know from this trailer that we've got Horizon. We've got Horizon Labs, which is where Peter works, in the future anyway. So unless we're getting Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and at this point he's older and he's working at Horizon Labs. I mean, with all these tie-ins, potentially we're getting Sam Raimi.
Yeah, if that's the case, that's a whole nother ballpark, because Doc Ock left with the arc reactor, Dylan.
Yeah. But Doc Ock is also a good guy now, right?
But he left with an arc reactor.
He did. So I mean, if Venom can leave a drop of symbiote in the MCU, and then Doc Ock can take that arc reactor.
That worries me more than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, he might go power mad with the sun in the palm of my hand thing.
Sun in the palm of my hand.
Yeah. But that also makes it a little bit harder to believe that he could defeat the Sinister Six.
He'll die.
Yeah.
He would super die.
Well, I mean, I think he could outsmart them that way because he's older and wiser and figure it out. And that kind of plays to him, being kind of like the nerdiest Peter Parker.
They're going to bane him.
They're going to bane. Oh, yeah. He's already complaining about his back.
He's already complaining about his back.
But yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. It's just like, how do you get there when you've got you've got these origin stories of them being anti-heroes. And I don't know. You just have to have them having their own, you know. I mean, it's kind of like Thanos, where, I mean, he's an anti-hero from his own point of view. You know?
Well, if you look at from the, if you let Eternals tell you, the movie, Thanos was the hero.
Potentially, yeah. And that, I don't know. Like, personally, just let the bad guys be bad. It's like, I liked... like Killmonger, you know, had like a legitimate thing, but he still, like, it was obvious that I mean, even with Thanos, but at the time, but he chose a violent path to get
to where he wanted to get.
Like, I mean, I mean, I like that. He's still a bad guy, and it's clear that, but if you start blurring the line between, like, what's bad, it's like, I get when you're playing a villain, or when you have a villain that they're, you justify what they do, you know what I mean? Where they're not necessarily a villain, but I mean, if you start blurring the lines, then it's like who's good and who's bad. It's like
they've blurred.
It's comic book. You have to keep evil. You know, I mean, the heroes and villains. That's the whole point, right?
We'll use Thanos for this example. Like, not OG, I'm in a helicopter Thanos, but Thanos that got a hold of the Infinity Gauntlets, which were the Infinity Gems at the time. Do you know the reason why he did it? Because he could. He was a nihilist. And they
took away the whole courting death thing, too.
Yeah. Oh, so many things they took from Thanos. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, if you get a whole thing next time Star Fox shows up, and it was like, yeah, give whole stories about his brother and everything. It turns out Star Fox is the actual bad guy, and Thanos was just trying to do what was
misunderstood
middle child, trying to stop the Celestials because he knew if I stop the Celestials, it'll be fine, and then everything will be balanced, and then everyone will have time, and then evolve to the point where then they can take out the Celestials on their own. I've thought about this a lot.
I could tell. Makes sense, though.
Okay. Morbius.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So,
I was trying to help you.
So he's exploring getting in the comics.
But the cure.
So Morbius finds the cure, but he's got his childhood friend too that we kind of see a little bit in this.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't show
have powers that can only be described as
Horizon
superhuman. But there's a cost.
The effects that they use for him are, I love them.
So that little bus scene, there is a set photo that I forgot to pull up, but it is a Daily Bugle banner on the side of the bus that says "Where's Spider-Man?"
Huh.
Yeah, so another direct Spider-Man reference.
It's
I think
definitely
it says "Where's Spider-Man?"
It's definitely
Sorry, I'm falling down on the thing.
It'd be so weird if it's Tobey Maguire. It has to be Andrew Garfield.
I really hope so, because he didn't get a
third
trilogy.
movie,
Trilogy there, a threequel.
Three-peat.
So, yeah. And all this is like the moody, you know, that type of stuff. So it could fit nicely in there.
Go into that teenage angst.
Yeah.
But adult, so angst.
Yeah, and they've been so hard trying to set up that Sinister Six for so long.
That's all we want. So yeah.
Yeah. So of course he's dealing with his man versus some getting through the purple cape there.
Consume blood.
And so Matt Smith
Your monsters
right here.
It's up to us to control it.
What
Trying
if
to
I can't?
Michael Moore.
So yeah, that.
Yeah, that's the scene we've seen before.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, of course we get him a lot more talking.
You've been given a gift.
Morbius on the fly because he goes to prison at some point.
Time to let go of what you
This
used
is
to
where
discover.
Basically giving like the Green Goblin speech.
Yeah.
of, you know, these are not gifts, or these are not curses, they're gifts type thing.
Yeah. And it depends on how you use them, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to Morbius.
So Matt Smith's character, we get a lot more reveal of him in this trailer. It seems to be kind of like a mix of one of his childhood friends that I think in the comics was like his first victim. But he also seems to be a mix of Hunger, which is another scientist that was kind of like also looking for a cure, right?
Yeah.
And it also becomes another living vampire, but it's like his enemy.
Yeah,
Right.
his kind of arch nemesis. Because there's several times where, and he gets stronger than Morbius, because there are times Morbius is like, "Hey, Web Boy, come help me take out this vampire." He's like, "I hate fighting vampires because y'all have this weird mess." And he's like, "You won't get hypnotized this time, and you won't wake up in a tutu. It's fine. Let's go." So there's a. So he's probably going to end up being the true villain for the movie, and probably also end up becoming what you call him, a vampire, hopefully. And
There's a couple scenes where it looks like he's actually fighting another vampire, because if we look at Morbius, I think he's got like a black and purple kind of like movement around him. He's got, you know, they're color coded, and there's some other like teal ones that looks like it might be
interesting older vampires. Because I mean, I feel like his mentor. I just feel like everybody's a vampire at this point, actually. Until you prove to me that you're not a vampire.
It's a vampire movie.
It's a vampire
like,
movie.
Awesome.
So hopefully it could be a setup, you know, for Dracula in the future. Because if Dracula's here, he's somewhere else too.
Yeah, that gets muddy with the MCU, Sony stuff too.
Yep.
It's like just let them play together. Just let them play together.
Honestly, let everybody win.
Like, or just freaking just outright buy Spider-Man back. Like, come on.
You can do it. You really can.
Yeah.
Dad,
All right,
why
so-
shouldn't they know what it feels like for a change?
See, there where he's challenging him, and obviously, you know, he has the ability to threaten.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like he's got powers.
Just accept.
And that was another scene right there of him falling backwards, and so like there's some other force that is similar to his that is pushing him back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Accept who you are.
Accept who you are.
Yeah. Batman. You're the bad guy. Basically.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's talking Batman tonight. We're talking about a different Batman.
So I mean, it's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be great. Well, phenomenal. It's gonna be fun because they didn't try to make Venom this like groundbreaking, over the top like phenomenon. They made it a good movie that you would enjoy watching. And I feel like that's the realm that this is going to be in, with implications to the greater Spider-Verse, I guess. Yeah, Spider-Verse.
So I mean, Jared Leto's already teased that it is going to tie into the Spider-Verse somehow. We know Madam Web is on the way, and so it's just
a matter of time and one end credit scene.
Yeah, I really hope we get more answers than questions, and they actually answer some stuff for us.
Yeah. So
That was a great
it's really good. Scream face. He's hitting
Yeah.
him with that.
So yeah, in that little scene right there where he is, like kind of like with all the bats surrounding. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do this. Just screen it right here. But if you go through frame by frame, it does look like he's actually fighting somebody else in that.
In the swarm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Morbius.
So, him going to jail again. Homie bringing holy water.
Yeah, and that's another
Hilarious.
interesting tidbit right there on Tyrese's neck with the, that scar. So, like, how long of a time period is this movie taking over? Because there's another scene in another trailer where he is holding his neck at a crime scene.
Oh.
Yeah, so this looks like it's already healed and it's scarred up. And then we got that other scene where he has that little launcher type thing on his arm.
Yeah. Oh, Dylan. Don't tell
So
me.
he's shooting stakes at the vampires
And he's up here in the goddamn jail.
with holy water.
Is the scene where he's flying in front of the train, like in the end of the movie? I bet.
Oh, man.
I bet money it probably. I will bet money it is.
So from what I understand, Tyrese has signed a couple years contract, so they're trying to make more of his character.
Interesting. Was it just Sony?
So yeah, it was from what I understand. I don't know exactly. I mean, through Sony, so yeah. Because even Michael Keaton's contract is through Sony because Sony did Spider-Man: No Way Home,
Okay.
or Homecoming rather.
Homecoming.
Yeah, all three of them. But
Yeah.
so do you know anything further about Simon Stroud, this character he's playing?
The Hunter?
Oh, he's the hunter. Okay.
Yes. Hunts vampires. He hates all of them.
Oh.
And eventually he will. But Blade's not here, so I'm curious. He's one of those like what you call him? Not nihilist, the other one. Someone that really hates something. I cannot think of the word.
A hater?
Not a. You ever watch Gargoyles?
Long
Time ago. You remember the like how those hunters with like the mask with the three claws across the face like really hated gargoyles? It's like that amount of hate.
Oh,
like
so
generational hate.
Okay. So like a cult type thing?
Not a cult type thing. It's just I can't describe the type of hate it is. It's a level of hate that just like
Deep-seated.
deep-seated hate. Yes. So, well, yeah.
So he hates vampires.
He hates
with a
vampires.
passion.
Yes. He doesn't look like he they obviously know he's a vampire here. So it looks like we're getting the beginnings of who he will one day become. But the guy next to him though, that's the one.
Yeah.
Have we seen him before?
Lost Boys. Story of my life.
Oh,
This guy.
that guy. Ooh, yeah, that guy. I feel like
I don't think so. He looks like almost similar to the main cop in Venom 2. But, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like the same build-wise, but I mean, obviously not the same guy at
not
all.
the same guy. Did we see him in Daredevil? I feel like it might just be another movie or something I've seen him in, but I feel like I've seen
At least
him.
that type, his type.
his type. Because as I kept watching, I was like, well, that's weird. Why is he in here? Huh, okay. So, we'll see.
See Lost
All right.
Boys?
Story of my life.
Lost Boys reference.
Yep, he does get him. Get that scene.
Marvel Legend arrives
April
exclusively
Fools.
in
It's
movie
not coming
theaters
out this
April
day.
1st.
It's coming out April 2nd. We're kidding. Alright. But yeah.
So, I mean, quite a bit of new footage there, and a lot more Vulture, a lot more Michael Keaton than I anticipated. I thought it was just going to be kind of like a little cameo, yeah, where, you know, crosses him and like, oh, it's Michael Keaton. But I mean, he actually seems to be playing a decent-sized role in there,
Yeah.
or at least a decent-sized conversation where they can pull pieces from. I mean, I honestly don't know where they're going with this, but it's going to be fun to find out.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Is this something that you are interested in, that you're going to watch, or is it just something that it's like, we'll watch it because it's tied into the Spider-Verse or what they're building here?
I'll watch it because Jared Leto stopped being the Joker to do it. So he must be very passionate about it. So I think it's hopefully good.
And, I mean, he's an Oscar-winning actor too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's very talented. No doubt about that.
So we'll see. I think it's gonna be good. Personally for me, because I'm trying not to let my soul leave my body. I'll see it. I'll enjoy it. I'll try my best to see it in theaters, but you know, where it happens. In yourself, sir?
I'll see it. Yeah, I mean, I want to. At least, like, I'm compelled by. Of course, I want to see a badass vampire movie that happens in the comics too. Mm-hmm. But I also want to see how it's going to play out and connect to everything and build world build for this Sinister Six and Sony verse here.
Yeah. So we'll, I guess, wait to see. We have 28 days. I don't know how many days are in this month. 29 days, 31 days in this month, because last month was 28 days. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm barely here right now. I'm tired. So yeah, we're going to keep it short tonight. Is there anything else you want to say about Morbius? Okay. All right. Interpret that how you may.
Yes.
So as far as that's it on Morbius. We're just gonna hit the MCU news because there's quite a bit. Of course, we got a new Mr. Knight poster for Moon Knight. We got. Let's see if I can find it.
I heard me on the thing. Right here.
Oh, I was squawking. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so yeah, it is. Ooh, bless you.
Thank you.
It is confirmed that the Netflix shows are coming to Disney Plus this month. March 15th or 16th, they'll be available. Yep.
TVMA.
Yep. And Disney Plus is supposed to be restructuring to kind of handle the MA stuff and make sure that kids can't get access to them.
4-digit passcode that my children know.
They want you to put it in once, and that's it. Let's see. I know there's more. I'm trying to get past the stuff. Okay, so This Is Us actress Lyric Ross is now part of Marvel's Ironheart, which is, another Disney Plus show that is coming out.
Yep.
Let me flip through my things, my stuff. Alrighty, did it. Alright.
I think there was a set photo for Secret Invasion that was released.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It had something to do with War Machine. I did not read the whole thing.
Interesting.
But I guess War Machine might be in Secret Invasion. So,
I mean, the Armor Wars is coming out soon after, similar about time. Patrick Stewart did admit that he is playing Professor X in the trailer, the Doctor Strange trailer. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, and the way he did it was kind of like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just kind of like, what? Yeah. Rumor is that Elizabeth Olsen has contracted to play Scarlet Witch for another 7 years with Marvel.
Okay.
You saw that?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk to you now.
And of course, everything going on with Ukraine, Morbius, and all the Sony films and Marvel films. Actually, Disney was the first studio to do it, to pull it from Russia.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You alright there?
Mm-hmm.
Craven the Hunter has cast West Side Story's Ariana DeBose as Calypso.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm not sure who Calypso is.
Give me White Tiger.
Who's Calypso, Quinn?
Calypso?
Yeah.
One of the. Well, depends on.
Which version of Calypso?
Calypso. She's
As it ties into Craven the Hunter.
essentially a goddess of the hunt ish type
Oh.
character.
Okay.
So. Yes.
All right. So there's another rumor that Ashley Olsen of Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen is going to play a variant of Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness. But to me, this like, if she's a Nexus being, it should be her every single time.
Yeah. I mean,
And there is no variance. She's a
there's
Nexus
no-
being.
Yeah.
But
And that's interesting. I wonder why.
yeah.
Maybe it's a timeline where she's a little older? No, she's taller than her sisters.
Definitely a different person than her sisters.
Yeah. But they all look the same. Them genetics. Ish, yes.
Yeah.
But genetics. Huh, interesting. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for the Disney Plus stuff. And of course, we're getting Moon Knight on March 30th. So this month, man, we are eating good in March. As Marvel fans, we're getting Batman, or not just Marvel fans, just comic fans. So
Yes.
we're getting Batman this weekend, and Moon Knight at the end of the month. And
Tonight, actually.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we weren't able to go because we're doing this right now. And of course, Doctor Strange on May 6th, Thor on July 8th, which we should get a trailer any day now. I don't know.
I want to call it March 10th. We'll get a trailer
March
March 10th.
And let's see, Black Panther on November 11th, and the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special around Christmas time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They're filming Guardians 3 right now.
Yep.
That's all I can think of. That's all I got. Oh yeah, poor Charlie Cox went to see Spider-Man No Way Home and didn't get a single applause or anything for his character, his cameo. And so fans are like, let that man know that he's appreciated.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know who that was he was in the theater with, but man, come on. Like, how can you not know who that is?
Yeah.
Watch the
It-
Spider-Man movie.
It's
That's sad, isn't it?
It's
sad.
very. He may. I can't. I don't have words. I'm upset. I don't have words. Daredevil being in Spider-Man in the MCU, so many things that opens up for, so many doors. A couple of them are closed, but if Punisher shows up, then they're right back open. But then
Punisher's part of the Netflix stuff.
Punisher's also part of the Netflix stuff. They're gonna blow up a building, dog. I'm right there for it.
What storyline are you talking about?
Oh, they're just gonna blow up a building.
Oh, just in general, just because. All right, cool. Alrighty, so yeah, thanks for joining us. We hope that you will join us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook every Thursday night at 9:30-ish Central Standard Time. Please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new videos, when we go live, and all that fun stuff. And don't forget to check out the website at www.broken.pictures.com. And we'll also see you this Sunday night at 10 p.m. for our Walking Dead coverage. So, peace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is peace. This is not peace, even though I do this every time. This is,
What is
in
that?
Britain, this is like flipping somebody off.
Really?
Yeah. So, my bad, folks in Britain. Peace.
Bye.
All right. Let me find that. And there it is. All right. Bye.